Hey everybody, it's Alex from ASC. How you doing? I missed one this week. Been a crazy week. So I thought I'd grab a video in today, which was a Thursday. What have I got to tell you? Well, Snap on Tuesday been and gone. Jody come over and we discussed the box. He ordered me in some more rails for the second one. This one that doesn't really do what it needs to do properly. So we tried some new rails on the box, which they thought was the issue at first. But after closer inspection, the rails didn't really change much. I said it was down to the carcass in the box. And basically, shut that up. One thing we noticed, I'll try and get this on the video, is that all these drawers here are kind of uniform. The gap is the same, other than this one here. It's got way more of a gap this way, and on this side you see how close this one is here compared to all the others. So there's quite a uniform gap all the way down, other than this drawer here, which is kind of kinked over this way, and that one's not brilliant either. So these two here very close to this side, but the rest of them are kind of uniform. This is what we think is a problem, not the actual runners themselves. It is, I think, actually the internal shell of the box which is twisted, and that's the reason why the top drawer doesn't shut properly, which we've come to the conclusion. If let me grab a torch. My little pen torch. I'll show you this. So in here, bear with me a sec. In here, you've got the locking mechanism there. Can you see that stain on the top there? So obviously this section here, that's supposed to sort of key under the edge of the box, and that's the drawer's locking mechanism. But this is this piece here. You see that piece there, which I actually think is bent the carcass inside, because this tab is actually just ramming straight into the end of that snap-on sort of tab, and creating a big problem. So it's going straight onto there, and not actually allowing the drawer to shut, because this is just bouncing back off that inner edge, which I think is the problem. So Jody's gone back to his boss. He was quite open, saying that he would speak with me about what I wanted to do. And one of the things they said was that basically, because I'd ordered 2 boxes, he said if you put one on its own, you'd never really know the difference, other than the damage, obviously, and the scratches and whatnot. But he said you'd never know the two were different, which is kind of a poor excuse, if I'm honest, because regardless of whether I've bought 1 box or 2 boxes or 3 boxes, you'd hope that there is a platform that these are made entirely the same, and that just because you've got 1 or 2 or 3, or there shouldn't be that many differences in how the metal's formed, welded, shaped, painted. It's their flagship box, for God's sakes, do you know what I mean? And they should be the same. So he said, because I've got 2 together, you notice the differences between the 2, which either makes me think that people that put them together don't really give a monkeys, or there is maybe issues in the kind of build process that it allows for a margin of error. And obviously, if you've got one by itself, regardless of the paint and the drawer not shutting, but if you got one by itself, you'd never really know there was an issue until you put 2 together. But that's pretty shit, isn't it? It's pretty bad. So anyway, the choice was, what's he going to do about it? He offered me loads of free stuff and all that kind of malarkey, and I just, I was like, can you not just build 2 boxes with the intention of them being put together, and then we won't have a problem with them? So Jody's going to go back to his boss and say, look, this is the issue. The runners aren't going to fix it. We think the carcass is twisted inside, or not welded properly, or welded wrong, in the wrong locations, and that's why it doesn't line up. So for now, it's kind of on hold, and we'll wait and see, what gives with it. Jody did say to me many moons ago when I ordered my first box that I was so excited to have the Epic, and I did say, what happens if the box comes and it's damaged? And he basically said, and he did say this to me, that Snap-on will cover the finance on the box until the box is right, until it's fixed or replaced or repaired, whatever. They cover the finance on the box. One thing that kind of did annoy me was there was obviously the first finance, which is kind of way down now from what I got with my box and my trade-in, and obviously this one's a fresh one. Was I said to him, I'm not going to pay for that box until it's right, because it sells a goods act. Why would you pay for something that isn't fit for purpose? It's got problems, and it's damaged. And they've basically bundled all the finance into one. So I am paying for both boxes just on one hit rather than two, which again, maybe a bit of a crafty, a bit crafty on Jody's side. But again, I'm not entirely happy about that, because, I'm paying for something that's not right. And they're just kind of like, we'll sort it out. And now I don't want it to turn nasty, and I don't want to, cause an issue. But at the same time, I'm a customer, I'm a super fan, I've been on the calendar, and I spend a lot of money on tools, and I love Snap-on equipment, but at the minute, I'm questioning that, and that's a bad thing. So Snap-on, you need to sort out your quality, because there has always been the big, Mac and Snap-on argument. Who is best? Who is better quality? Who's this? Who's that? And I think there is a definite market leader, but that doesn't last. You can't just go by reputation alone. Your tools they've got to be good. They've got to do what they say on the tin. They've got to work. They've got to look impressive. Keep up with trend. Well, not necessarily trends, but be reliable and do what they're supposed to do. And at the minute, for a flagship box, this Epic, it's really bad. I'm really pissed off by it. So I hope Snap-on are going to do something. Like I say, I am a super fan. I do love my stuff, but if this is where the company's gone, that as things get newer and newer, the quality goes downhill, and they just rely on a name that they had many years ago. No, I won't stand for it. I will send both boxes back, and I'll get a different cabinet. As gutted as I will be, because I do love my Snap-on stuff, it's about doing the right thing. And if these two aren't correct, then I'm not going to be the chump that pays for it. So anyway, we'll touch on more of that as it happens. But it was Snap-on Tuesday, and I do have some cool stuff. Oh, actually, let me show you this, because this is kind of relevant. While I was building the Lotus engine, you remember I talked about the issue with the dipstick not being set properly in the block, and obviously oil level is an issue because you want to get that right. So I ordered a new dipstick, and it's finally come. So we've got the correct little tab on the top ready to go to the side of the cam cover, and it's all measured in. And it's all fitted in, just here, and it's nice and tight. It doesn't move, and obviously once it's bolted up to the side of the cam cover, it will be even sturdier. So that's a result. But on doing, I was going to show you something when I just covered it up. On doing what they call the olive, which is this little piece here. So there's where the pipe goes into the block. There's a little olive in this pipe here, that you tighten up this bolt, and it crushes down on a brass olive, and it pinches the dipstick, and also creates like a bit of an oil seal, so it stops the oil coming back out of the block. Excuse me, still ill. Now, on doing up that little edge, I had a multitude of spanners and crow's feet and all sorts of stuff, and I could not get in there because of the way that the block is formed, and everything is so tight to get kind of like a spanner in. So I actually went and bought, because I couldn't bring myself to cut up a Snap-on spanner. I just thought that was just ludicrous. But I actually went and bought another tool, lopped the ring spanner in half, got it on, tightened it to the desired torque. And Jody comes in and goes, "Hey mate, look at these. Are these any good to you?" Yeah, they would have been last week. So I bought a set anyway. Let's get me kniff. So yes, I needed these last week. I'm sure I'll need them again. I do base most of my tool purchases actually on you know, what stuff I find I need, not what I don't need. I mean, I know I've got a lot of stuff, but a lot of it is used. So let's just see if we can open these. Oh geez, they made these. There we go. So 3/8 crow's feet. Unlike the other crow's feet that have kind of like a bit of a raised tab here, obviously this is more like a ring-ended spanner, so you'll get a bit more grip on them, but they're actually just one thickness. See, this is snap-on quality. Look at this. Isn't that just pretty? Oh, autofocus is going nuts. Hang on a minute, let me back off. There we go. That is snap-on quality. Look at it, hey? It's like a little chrome biscuit. You just want to eat it, but I wouldn't recommend it. So they're going to go in the box. Also, I got given a traditional snap-on flat peak, which is quite nice, and a t-shirt. So all in all, that's pretty cool. But still no result for the box yet. So we'll see how it goes, and let it carry on for a bit, and then I'm going to kind of put pressure on them because I want it sorted. I'm fed up of waiting. News on the thing. So actually goes back to the customer on Saturday, so 2 days time. Today we got quite a lot done, or me got quite a lot done. I've had a few late nights, long days, when and where I can. Got the meter out. We sorted out a wiring short in this side. The leisure battery is now in. Running all the power feeds in, multimeter testing, amplifier in the front. That's obviously for the speakers. Air horns are in, just down there. Be rude not to give you a little demo, wouldn't it? And headphone users beware. Yeah, that's loud. Right, so they work, but also I'm still, bear with me, I'm still fiddling with stuff. But the leisure battery, the split charge system is all on and working. I built him custom enclosure for the back. So we've got like the leatherette 6x9s, the kicker subwoofer, HS8 behind the seats. Head units into the front. Speakers down here. I'm just going to kill that before we get copyrighted, but it's all in and just getting sort of tested and tuned in. So once that's all sorted, I'm spending a lot of time running all the cables in conduit and things like that, making sure that that's all properly tucked away and wired right. Yeah, CB's in, stereo is kind of almost done. I've got to look at the fuse box. I'm not happy about that. It does look like a bit of a fire waiting to happen, so I'm going to kind of sort some bits and bobs out in there because there's a lot of relays that have just got bare terminals on them. It was done back in the 70s, that's how they did stuff. But from today's kind of safety and the fact that the guy wants to use this, you know, with his wife, or this is, and they want to do some touring with it, I don't want them to have problems, so I'm going to go through it and just kind of check it out and make sure it's safe. So it's nearly ready to go. We'll have a few more, I think a couple more late nights on it. This week has been absolutely crazy. I've had nothing but non-stop big jobs in. I've got another big job in tomorrow. He's having all of this kicker stuff, 5-channel amplifier, subwoofer, front components, rear two-ways. We're going from 10 centimetres up to 13 centimetres. It's in a Land Rover 110, like a county, like a station wagon. So that'll be a full-on install, and then tomorrow night I'll be working late, get this finished, ready for pickup on Saturday. So all in all, crazy. I'm totally run down. I can't get over this damn cold, but you know, work's work. it is what it is first. You do the hard slog first and worry about it later. The joys of running your own business. But for now, I think that's it, guys. If there's anything else I've missed or you want to ask questions, whatnot, obviously leave a comment below, and we will go from there. And if anyone knows anyone in Snap-on in America, because I do get a few Americans follow me, raise the question for me. Why is Snap-on's quality, why is their box building gone up the shitter so bad? Because, you know, the people that come on my channel, most of them, we're all super fans. You know, we love Snap-on equipment. We like the gear, and I don't know. Is it one of them childhood aspirations where you kind of think that they were better than they actually are? I don't know, but it does seem to be getting worse. And for a very expensive box, that's not good. Really not good. So I'm going to love you and leave you. Stay tuned, more to follow as and when. I might post a little video when we've done the thing and it's all finished, and you know, sounding tuned and ready. We'll go from there. But for now, see you soon. Take care.